The centre is tabling a bill in the upcoming winter session of the Parliament, beginning November 29th, to amend two banking laws. Amendments in Banking Companies Acquisition and Transfer of Undertakings Act 1970 and 1980 and the Banking Regulation Act 1949 will pave the way for privatization of two public sector banks as announced in the Union Budget in February. It is being speculated that Indian Overseas Bank and the Central Bank of India are most likely to go under the hammer. The centre owns more than 90% in both these banks. Business Standard on Friday reported that the centre may continue to hold at least 26% stake in these banks for now. The quantum of the initial stake sale will be decided while finalizing the contours of the transaction. This would mean an about turn in the government's privatization strategy after its successful sale of Air India to the Tata Group. The national carrier had failed to attract any bidders in 2018 when the government tried to offload 76% stake in it. This prompted the government to offload its entire 100% stake, for which it received buyers. But the case may be different when it comes to banks, argues Business Standard's A.K. Bhattacharya.
When the government reduces its equity stake in a public sector bank to 26%, it achieves quite a few things. Number one is that its majority control over that entity is gone. Number two, parliamentary supervision of those banks is also gone. And number three, the Comptroller and Auditor General of India can no longer audit its accounts. So once the Banking Regulation Act is also amended suitably, one has to see that whether RBI gets the complete power of appointing the board, appointing the chairman, not really appointing the chairman, but approving the appointment of the chairman, and has the regulatory power of superseding the board in case the bank behaves in an imprudent manner. But what is very clear is that if the government reduces its stake to 26%, it is no longer a case of a public sector bank. It will be, for all practical purposes, a private sector bank. The government may not get a proper valuation of the bank if the government retains 26% stake, but it will also probably give some comfort to the investor who buys 74% stake in these banks, that the government is still there as a partner, and in negotiating the difficult political terrain of managing the trade union activities who may be resisting this transfer of ownership, government being there would be actually a matter of comfort.
Earlier, the government had reaped a bonanza by following a similar model with the sale of a 45% stake in Hindustan Zinc to Vedanta in 2002 and 2003, along with the transfer of management control. The 30% stake the government retained is today valued at Rs 42,000 crore. It may be looking to cash in on a similar upside in the privatized banks in the future, as a strategic buyer is expected to bring in improved efficiency. We also spoke to our columnist Tamal Bandyopadhyay on this.
Well, there is a lot of questions about should the government continue to hold 26% while privatizing the two public sector banks. I would like to believe it's logical. We never expected, I think those who have been tracking the financial system, never expected government to give up its full control. So from 51%, bringing it down to 26% is quite logical. I think more important is this, whether government gives up the other powers. Like now under the Banking Regulation Act, as well as Bank Nationalization Act, government holds power, which is appointment and sacking of CEOs to the appointment of boards, etc., etc. So those are more important things. I think this per se 26% holding, yes, it gives the power to the government to block any special resolution. That's under the Companies Act. And once you have privatized the banking, the two banks will become companies. They will be regulated by the Banking Companies Act, like in the case of IDBI, that was what happened. Government still holding 26% while privatizing two public sector banks is not a big negative, provided the government is willing to give up its other powers, which it enjoys, under the different segments of different acts.
With the 26% holding, the government would have the power to propose or block special resolutions. But if it can give up its other powers that it enjoys under various laws, private buyers will be more than interested to control a bank. So far, it looks like the government is on the right path.
If you liked this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.